Welcome to Never Done Projects, where we are just a silly little YouTube channel. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and consider joining the member on the wall and Snack by the Road for only $4.99 a month.
Well, hello everyone. Kiko says howdy. Kiko's number one. Jane said hi, Pops. Just texting. I see that. Jane said hey, Kiko. Kiko says hello, Jane. Daniel says happy Tuesday. Hello, everybody. Yep, it's my hump day, I guess you say. Dean says howdy, sir. Howdy, Dean. Hope you're holding up good. Alexander said hi. Alexander says, I'm here again. So am I. We're back again. Memory said, good evening, everyone. I'm enjoying a twinkle cake. Awesome. It rubs off on you, don't it? Everybody needs a snack every once in a while. Dean says, got enough junk food? Yes. Jane took care of us. Want to make sure if anybody kidnaps us, we can't get away. Yeah, I know you meant junk, Dean. And then AJ says, hello, everyone. But it is behind my head there, but there is a healthy snack back there, too. It's Natural Valley protein bars. They're pretty good. I had another one again today. Lotus said hello, hello. Hello, Lotus. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Memory says, kind bars are pretty good snacks. Yes, they are. AJ says, I can't wait until the Wolves versus the San Diego Spurs game today. Good luck to whomever you want to win. Jane says, hi, Daniel. Hi, Lotus. And hi, AJ. AJ says, I think I'm going to win my bet today. Think positive. Who we betting on? Lotus says, doing okay. AJ says, hi, Jane. Jane says, hi, Memory. Lotus said, hey, Jane. Hazel said, Pops. Hello, Hazel. Memory says, hi, Jane. Let's see what we got here. John Jr. says, I whoop your country ass. Come on. You may walk over here, but you'll limp your ass back. Hey, he says, the whoops. All right. Alexander said the government of Philippines shut down the electricity at 10:30 p.m. to 6 a.m. because they have to fix a wire. I only slept 4 hours. Ooh. Jane said, hi, Hazel. Dean said, Annabelle and Emma say hello. They are over for dinner, and my wife is cooking something new she found. Well, hello, Annabelle, and hello, Emma. Hazel said, anyone tired? Yep. A matter of fact, if y'all would have come on live just a little bit earlier, you'd have caught me taking a nap in this chair right here. Jane said, hi, Alexander. AJ says, I don't think I arrived this early. IRAP said, hillbillies. Woo! Alexander, hi, Jane. John said, hi. Lotus said, what's up, Dean? Hello, Annabelle and Emma. We got 10 people, 7 thumbs up. Hazel said, I teach online courses. Cool. I need to take a couple. Lucy said, yo. Hello, Lucy. Jane said, memory. I like kind bars too. AJ says, this is the only channel I can watch and interact with everyone in the chat. I love seeing people chat and talk about things. That's what we like about it here. If we can keep the trolls out and everybody just come in here and be positive for a couple hours, It really helps your day go by. I look forward to it every day. Dean said, hello, Lotus. Jane said, Hazel, what kind of courses? Lucy says, I have math homework, but I don't want to do it. Do it and get it over with. That way it's all behind you. Jane said, hi, Lucy. Lucy says, 2 more weeks of school. Cool. Lucy said, hi, Jane. Jane said, Lord, Lucy, you need to do homework. Almost done with school this year. Oh, almost done with the school year, sorry. Hazel said, all I teach is all math and dentistry. I need some dentistry work. Shinebox says, hell yeah, dude. Can you do us a favor and talk into the mic? Nope. Kiko says, I had a croissant with pimento cream for the first time today. That was magical. I recommend. Jane said, Hazel, are you a dentist? Lucy said, almost. Then I'll be the 10th grade. I'll be in the 10th grade. Cool. Dean said, my boy's got homework and I don't even know where to begin. Green Dog said, man, what is this about y'all wanting to smell that stuff? What is wrong with y'all? Are y'all really that? Don't have no more time in your hand to come in and say stupid shit like that. Hazel said, I am. AJ said, Lucy, if you ever feel stuck with your homework, there's ChatGPT, but only if you're going to understand from it. Ha ha. Jane said, Kiko, that sounds good. Lucy said, nah, ChatGPT is for people who cheat. I don't cheat. Well, if you learn from it, if you learn how to do it. AJ's laughing. Hazel said AJ laughing. Daryl said Randy. Jane, hello, Daryl. Hazel said, if at math, just chat got. Hazel said got. Let's see what we got. Hey, thank you. $9.99. So, who's that? Whoops. Oops. Sorry. Is that Demo? Awesome. God bless, brother. You too. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got here. Let me go right here, Raul. I got you up here. What we got? Oh, wait a minute. I mashed the wrong button, didn't I? Let's go. Boom. There we go. Yeah, I tell you what. Let me give you a subscriber back. I'll appreciate it. I don't play games, but I think Randy and them do. They may like to play the games. I don't know what all that is, but that's awesome. Thank you very much. Tread said hi. Tree said hi. I think that's how he said. I may be wrong. Lucy said, I understand how to do it. It's just boring. I get that. Well, if you know it, then ChatGPT ain't cheating, and you already know how to do it. It's just getting her done. Jane said, hi, Daryl. Hazel said, ask it to get you started. Trey said, hi, hello. AJ said, wait a minute, how far am I behind? Oh, shit. AJ says, yellow. Daryl? Daryl says, how's baby girl doing? Far as I know, she's doing good. She was crying last time I talked to Randy, but as far as I think everything's doing good, so I hope she's getting past it. Daryl said, AJ. David said, the warned here, listen up. The warden's here, listen up. Lucy said, I have you a group tonight, and I get to see my friends who I never see, so I'm excited. Awesome. The mastermind said, what's up, bro? Hello. Erwin said, howdy. Alex says, bye, I got to go. See you next time. See you, Alexander. Thank you for stopping in. Maria said, help, I'm sick. I can't believe I'm sick in the summer. Did you eat a tomato? The mastermind said crazy. Kiko said get well soon. Jane said take care, Alexander. Maria said I asked Randy today. He said she's good. The mastermind says, are you guys on summer break yet? If you're talking to me, we don't get a summer break. Maria says, hello, Jane. Jane says, hi, Maria. What's wrong? Maria said, Jane, did you see the pic I sent? Lucy said, I am going to see my friend Weston. Lotus says, hi, Maria. Lucy said, and Blake. Ryan said, hello, everyone. Maria said, no, I slept under cold air. Uh-oh. Maria said, hi, Lotus. Jane said, hey, Ryan. Kiko said, hello, Ryan. Maria says, hi, Lotus. Twice. It may just send it twice. Ryan said, hey, Kiko, and hey, Jane. 13 people, 15 thumbs up. Thank y'all very much. Maria said, Ryan, I just discovered what your pick means, lol. David said, my box truck is still running strong, starting to get a little faith in her. Awesome. Glad it's doing good for you. Daryl said, Ryan, Lotus. Ryan said, which picture? You mean Clippy? Ryan said, hey, Daryl. Remember, everybody, if you need to drink Glacier clear water. It's refreshing. I'm just playing. Cootie says, hey, y'all. Hello, Cootie. Maria says, your profile pic. Keo says, Clippy protest. Lotus said, my box truck won't shift. Maria says, hi, Cootie. Ryan said, yes, that's Clippy. Maria says, oh, shut up. Kiko said, ICGW. Cootie said, darn it, Demo, you're lucky I'm broke today. I was wondering how you was going to react to that. Lotus said, Ice Mountain. Jane said, Maria, you slip in the cold. Now you're sick? Question mark. Is that cable? Oatmeal cream pie. Yeah, ain't that good? Maria said, yes, Jane, I was sweating and then I slept under cold air. That's not good. Ryan said, where you get cold air from, Maria? Cootie said, hi, Maria. Kiko said, ice, cold, glacier, water. Lotus said, anybody know anything about Zuzu NPR box truck transmissions? I do not. Maria said, now my throat hurts me and I have the flu. That's not good. But now, just like last night and tonight, sounds like it's going to start. Always drink that Glacier cold water to wet your throat. It makes your throat feel so much better. Maria said, Ryan, I slept in my dad's room. Jane said, Ryan, what does Clippy mean? Maria said, I was sleeping in his bed, and then he got back from work. He waked me up and said, get away from my bed. Lotus said, water sucks. It really, really sucks. I hope I said Lotus. Lotus said that, sorry. Maria says, I need hot water. Lotus said, water sucks. Gatorade's better. Kiko said, Ryan, you watch Ross Man. Maria said, okay, old man. Your bed isn't comfy anyway. David said, they should hire you as a sponsor. That's what I said. That's what we were talking about last night. Ryan said, Jane, originally Clippy was the nifty little helper that came on Windows PC back in the 95 and 98 days. It's been repurposed as a protest against slop and bloat for windows that and other things consumer right, sorry. Ryan said consumer rights. Lotus said, have you seen the movie The Waterboy, Randy? Yes. Yes, I have. Water sucks. Maria said, my mom is sick too. Ryan said, yes, Kiko. I was just on his channel. Maria said, we sneeze so loud. Achoo! Kiko said, he's a damn legend. Maria said, Randy, I discovered something weird today. What's that? Jane said, who is Rossman? Ryan said, Lotus is the only real calm voice in the sea of screams. Lotus said, well, don't get us sick sneezing on the stream. Ryan said, Lois Roseman. Ryan said he's probably the largest consumer rights and right to repair advocate in the private sector. Jane said, but who is he? What does he do? Ah, okay. Y'all must have said that at the same time and you won. Lotus said, I get sick enough. I don't need no other side of the world sickness. Ryan said, YouTube, search his name. He's on our side. Randy said, I saw a video on the internet about bald men community in Jordan, where is all bald men in the country get together to do some activities. They play, sing, dance, and help others. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I wonder why it's just bald people. I don't know. Maria said, I think they should make something like that in the U.S. Yeah. Maybe I should start it up. Ryan said, it is because they are bald. Maria, question mark, or do they just happen to all shave? Rickardy said, I think they are called monks. Oh, well now, when you say it like that, I know what a monk is. I didn't even think about that when she said that, Rickardy. Lotus said the unity of the Bald Brothers. Cootie said, "Oh, sorry for not much talking. Got home an hour later than I expected. Now I'm rushing to clean up the place. Well, there ain't gonna be nobody but you, so why you in a hurry?" Kiko said, "Now I can't stop picturing Pops with long hair." Oh. Jane said, so I need a right to repair guy for my dang mower. It's a John Deere tractor and the transmission is junk. It's not even that old. Ooh, Ryan laughed. Maria said, Lowell, they do it as something like a joke where we make lots of jokes about bald men because we have some ideas about them. Ricky said, good afternoon, evening, morning, all. Hello, Rickardy. Ryan said he's going up against John Deere. Cootie said, because I don't like slacking. Helps with my depression if I clean up daily. But there you go. It's good if you clean up daily. It can't get that dirty, but I understand. I was just making a joke. Beth says, hello, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying the beautiful weather if you have it. Yes, Beth, it is nice. Kind of broke off a little chilly, but it still feels pretty good. The sun's out. Nice. Jane said, hi, Rickardy. Hi, Beth. Lowe said, yeah, John Deere is the worst for the right to repair. You can't put a sticker on one of those without programming it. Kiko said, almost good weather here. 3._2 said North Carolina, bizarre state, voted for Obama in 2008. Not the whole state. Jane said, Lois Roseman is going up against John Deere, ? Explanation mark. Ryan said, hey, Beth. Maria said, I was about to clean today, but I canceled it after I got sick. Oh, I think that was an excuse. Ryan said, oh, yes, Jane, you should look through his channel. Lotus said, did they or did the magic votes happen? Probably the magic votes. Even dead people voted then. Jane said, Maria, did you see the channel I sent you? Kiko said, Pops, how is the farming simulator world going? I haven't played it in a long time. I used to really like it, but I haven't played it in a real long time. I don't have time to play it now anyway, even if I did have it. Maria said, yes, Jane, it's so cute. Beth said, hi, Jane and Ryan. Like I said, there for a long time, when it was on Facebook, that's how a lot of my friends come from Facebook. I don't even know them, but we would share gifts on Farmville. Maria said, imagine Randy as a farmer. What's wrong with me as a farmer? I used to get up hay and do the cows, and I've never milked a cow. I will be honest about that. Maria said, I play this game a lot on Facebook. I played this game a lot on Facebook. Whoa, Lord have mercy. Lotus said, I've milked a cow. I never have. _3 says, have you ever exercised the Second Amendment when in Charlotte? What is the Second Amendment? Right to bear arms. Not in Charlotte. I mean, I don't really hang around in Charlotte very often. Lotus said, one of my friends live on a dairy farm. Cool. Ryan said, closest I've been to a cow is at my grill. There you go. Lotus said he couldn't come out and play till the chores were done, so we would help. Maria said, I remember I shared the link of the game on my dad's Facebook, and all my dad friends saw it, even important people from work. Oh, you get in trouble for that. Them damn youngins, they always doing stupid shit. 20 people, 20 thumbs up. Kiko said, used to play loads of, Tetris on Facebook. I like Tetris. I used to play a little bit of it. I've never been one for a bunch of games. I really haven't. I just thought it was kind of a waste of time. If it wasn't for reacting with y'all and everything, I would think this was a waste of time, but I really enjoy doing this. Maria said, yep, my mom came for me and tell me your dad is so angry. Maria said, I told her, whatever. John said, got 12 Roma tomatoes plants in the ground today. Cool. I know somebody found a tomato on theirs today. Lotus said, I will say farm work is hard, but usually pretty relaxing. You do have a good night's sleep after it. Maria's rolling her eyes or looking up. Show me your dishwasher, said sock it to me. Question. Lotus said, not fond of shoveling stalls. No. Maria said, I'm playing the restaurant game. I really enjoy it. Cool. Kiko said, sounds good, John. Maria said, everyone, I found a tomato in my garden. And voila, she's sick. See what happens? All you got to do is find a tomato. You ain't even got to eat it. Just get close to it and it makes you sick. Told y'all stay away from them tomatoes. Told y'all they poisonous. Brenda said, but it's green like Randy's shirt. Lotus said, have you guys had horses or cows? My father-in-law, they had a couple of horses, and he had a bunch of miniature horses, and he dealt in a lot of cows. We took a lot of cows to the sale, stuff like that. Most of Friday nights were spent at sale barns. Brent said, oh my God, don't say that. Darrell said, Farmville was the last game I played. Before that, it was Road Rash. Maria said, tomatoes are innocent, but they'll make you sick. Jane said, well, with farming, it's like, oh, look, another acre to plant. Oh, look, another acre to... and another, and to milk a cow, and there's another cow to milk, and yeah. Well, with farm, it said it twice. Kiko said, "Hey, Day, man, I'll tell you something. I was pretty good at it. Don't get me wrong. I never liked to stack. I always liked to throw it up, and I like to place it where it goes so it's not so hard on the stacker. But it was, it was hot, don't get me wrong, but I'd look across that field, father-in-law would be out there baling hay, and I'm like, we're not going to get this shit done until we get started. So I would even get started before he got done baling to go ahead and start getting it on the trailer so we could get it done. Faster I got it done, the faster I got out of that damn hayfield. Lotus said, miniature horses are fun, aggravating as hell, if you ask me. Maria said, my dad's dream was buying a farm and raising chickens and cows, but my mom was against that. My dad's dream, not stream, my dad. Imagine that. A woman not wanting a man to do what his dream is. Huh. I can't believe that. Dang. Poor guy. Maria said, I stand with Mom, and of course, why not just crush his dreams? Just stomp him. Maria said, I wasn't born to clean the chicken poop. Lynn says, what are you doing? Reading all these comments. What are you doing? Lotus said, F that chicken coop is the nastiest place on earth. Yes. Lotus said, I'm good with horses. They must not like you. Oh, they always like me. I'm not an animal person, but now horses always seem to come up to me and I was good with them. I'm just not an animal person. And just seemed to be the miniature horses wanted to test you more than most of the big horses. Sam said, hi, everyone. Jimmy said, chicken poop is awesome. Jane said, well, it'd be okay if he had a dream, but I don't want to clean out poop of his dreams. Sam said, Lotus, I used to have horses and was really good with them. I miss having horses. Chris, I don't think any of them stand with me when I had dreams. Maria says, I love animals. Lotus said, I miss them. I miss I miss them, Sam. Brenda said, but no chickens. Southern Sniper said, bro, built like a belly button. That's right. Cowboy says, hi, everyone. Hello, Jacob. Lotus says, maybe I should get a farm job. Yeah. I really try. I'm really tired of heavy windows. Hey, it can get old, can't it? Lordy. Cowboy said, she thinks my tractor's sexy. Just keep plugging along. Lotus said, yeah, 300-pound windows get old real fast. I bet. Maria said, are you hiding something in that box? Nope. Nope. I was going to put Jane's canning goods back in there once I washed them all up. That's the reason I hadn't thrown it away. Maria said, what's in the box? I just showed you. So calm your roll. Lotus said, funny thing is really dislike country music. Goody said, fresh out to show you. Also worked a 9 to 6 shift today, 17 an hour, makes that bread. Woo-hoo. All right. Lotus said, but country life is so much easier than the city. Sam said, Lotus, I live in town now, but I miss the country, all the land and open spaces, and I miss climbing on the fence and round pens and sitting on hay. Jane said, pickle jars. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I drew a blank. Lotus said, good old days. Sam said, Lotus, like today's country music sucks. It is nice. Now, you go back on the back side of the farm where you can't hear the traffic, and it's nothing but a big hay field, and you just finished up, you got all the hay on the truck or whatever, but you're back there on it. It's nice and peaceful. I will say that. Maria said, Cootie, I asked yesterday if you have any social media accounts. Lotus said, it does, my buddy. It does. My buddy loves the country. I have to listen to it all the time. I remember one year we was the guy was getting ready to go to the beach, and he needed to get all this straw up, and it was hot. We were like in a straw field all freaking day, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning before we got all the hay, all the straw up. Let's see. Jacob says 80 music is the best. Sam said one more into like George Strait and Alan Jackson and the 70s and 80s and 90s country music. Jane said, fresh hay smells so good. Kiko said, I agree, Jane. Lotus said, no. We went to put some hay in the barn, and I've been doing this for a pretty good while of helping my father-in-law deliver hay and stuff like that. And we went to this one, we was putting it up in the loft, and she, like I said, I'd never really paid attention to it. I just picked the hay up and threw it where it goes. She kept hollering, cut side down. Every time I think or hear about a bale of hay, I think about that. And I kept thinking, I asked my father-in-law, what the hell is she talking about? And on the bale of hay, one side is cut, and the other side is like the top of the grass. And she wanted to cut side down, so if it got wet, it wouldn't run into it, and if it bled, it'd bleed out the bottom. And I'd never heard that as long as I've been working it. But that day, I have never forgot it. I always say it when I see it. If I don't say it out loud, I'll say it in my mind. Cut side down. Cootie said, no, I really don't do social media. I used to have Facebook, Instagram, and all that jazz. Took a toll on my mental health, so now I only have YouTube and Snapchat. Hornby said, what's your best beer? I don't drink beer. I ain't never tasted a beer I like. They all taste like shit if you ask me. Maria said, okay, people make them look good now. A good cold beer, people make it look good drinking it, but I just can't do it. Lotus said, the cream in your beer because your truck left you phrase. The crying in your beer because your truck left you phrase. Kiko said, respectable cootie. Sam said, cowboy. The 90s and the 80s and early 2000s was the best, but today's country just sucks. It's not the same as I was growing up. Nope. Let's see, Lotus. I do like Chris Jensen. Buy me a boat. Sam says, I miss it. I love the smell of barn and the horses. Kiko said, Pops, you just gained 10,000 respectful points. All right. Cowboy says, I'm a country cowboy R1. Sam said, Cootie, I only do YouTube. Maria said people don't like beer for the taste. They only like it because what it makes them feel. Well, it makes me feel like shit because it tastes like it. If I've got to do something like that to feel better, I don't want it unless it's medicine because I'm sick. Hornby said, when I get old, I will remember my mom and dad and my sister in life. Daryl said 44 minutes tonight. Clem said hi, hello. Sam said, me too. I also love something about a truck. Yeah, I'm a pickup man. Hornby said, I hope you life for a long time. Me too. I want to go to heaven, but I don't want to go tonight. Lotus said, or just getting lost in the woods for a day. That'd be cool right there. Carlson said hello, and Cowboy says Lowell. Sam said, Cowboy, I'm a cowgirl. Carlson said, you drive a big truck? I work for the railroad, but I do own a big truck. I own several trucks, but I don't do it for a living. Lotus said, Joe Diffie, pickup man, creek walking. We do have a semi truck. We haul our burnout cars in or with. Hornby said, what do you dream about when you sleep? Fixing this place up the way I want it, getting the land cleared, getting the asphalt and the concrete poured so we can go out there and practice and have events and stuff like that. This is part of my big dream, and I'm ready to get it going. Also, when I dream, I'm dreaming of not going to that damn job I got to go to every day. Kiko said oatmeal pies. Carlson said nice. Cowboy said cowgirl. Sam said I love going in the woods and wandering around. I did that a lot at my uncle's growing up and going to the creek. Cowboy said, Lord, Marissa, I think I'm going to make hot water with honey. That'll probably help, especially if your throat's hurting. That honey will for sure. Hornby said, I dream about eating chocolate. Sam said, Hornby, who? Maria says, Randy, do you ever had dreams when you sleep? Yeah, I dream. I have daydreams of mild night things in the middle of the afternoon. Kiko says Pop dreams of a huge ice cold glacier filling water bottles for production. It's ice cold water, very refreshing. Hornby said, "Hi, Sam." Lotus said, "We're still hiking trails a lot, but it's not the same." Sam said, "Cowboy, yep, I'm a cowgirl and proud of it." Hornby said, "That does your dog dream about?" I don't know, but sometimes he'll be sitting there dreaming and his feet's moving, so I figure he's running about something. Like I said, he's still pretty new here. We're learning a lot of things since I get to take him out back and take him down there where the burnout pit's going to be, and I'll throw a stick. I found out yesterday I've always been throwing it, he run and get it, but I found out yesterday if you just kind of toss it up, about twice as high as I am or whatever, he'll go straight up in the air and try to catch it. Yesterday he jumped probably about as high as I am to try to catch one. Let's see. Cootie said, "Laughed my ass off. I was working and started snickering to myself, remembering the whole ice water scenario." Maria said, "This man would never grow up." I've seen what grown-ups do. I don't want no part of it. The hell with that. Lotus said, "Maria, that's the key to life. Don't be so fast to grow up." Sam said, "Hornby, hi." Lotus said, "Life's long." Jacob said, "I'm a cowboy. P of it too." Lotus said, "Remember it to enjoy it." That's right. Hornby said, "Your dog is a good boy, never naughty." I can't say that. That little jackass, I'll take him out sometimes and he'll come right back in and shit inside. That makes me mad when he does that. He knows it too, because if I grab the shovel to scoop it up, he'll run straight to his cage and won't come out. He knows he's doing wrong. Ray said, "I had a dream where someone called me on my phone and I didn't realize that I said hello in a loud voice while I was sleeping. My dad said, 'Who the F are you talking to?'" Ray said, "I don't know, Dad." Kiko said, "Where's your dog?" He's right outside playing with something. AJ says, "Game time is in 15 minutes. Let's go." Yes. Sam said, "Cowboy, good. You should be proud of who you are. Smile hearts, cowgirls, and cowboys are tough, and we don't go down without a fight." Lotus said, "I dare you tell him your mama next time." Let's see. "I dare you to tell him your mama next time, Maria." Yeah, your mama. Maria said, "I'm so busy, woman, even in my dreams I have calls." AJ said, "Where's Randy?" Addie had the graduation tonight, and he's at the graduation, so he didn't come to the building today. And they wanted me to go, but the guy's supposed to come look at this trailer. And then when I talked to him not too long ago, he said he was got tied up at work. He was going to try to make it, but he didn't know if he was going to or not. So I hadn't heard from him, so I don't know if he's coming or not. Let's see. Lotus said, "I saw Grandma in my dreams." Cowboy said, "Right." Sam Maria said, "Lotus, do you want me to die?" Hornby said, "Your dog is probably chasing the squirrels." He likes birds, I'll tell you that. He see a bird, he'll take off running. Maria said, "Of course not." Slow Bass says, "When that brown eye going to come out?" Oh man, come on, really? Lotus said, "No." Lotus said, "Not particularly." Cowboy says, "Hi from Tennessee, USA." Maria said, "Oh my God, my nose is completely red." AJ says, why did you call Randy R3? That's the meaning behind that. I'm Randy Jr., he's Randy the third. So everybody started calling him R3. Maria said, I hate this. I feel like a clown. Sam said, Maria, it all good to be fine. Hornbot said, best thing about having a job is getting ready for it. Well, I think I've had a job damn long enough. It's time for me to figure out how to stay here and work. Kiko's crying, laughing. 16 people, 30 thumbs up. Maria's got, looks like sleepy faces. F, tomatoes, really? No, you didn't say that. Lowe's said, change more tires, Randy. I got two sets down I got to put on. We were supposed to do a set yesterday, but with Randy, in the hospital with baby girl, I asked him to come to tomorrow, but he's going to end up coming Friday. And then the mail lady ordered 2 more, so we got the mail ladies. I don't know when we'll do it. Whenever Randy will contact the mail lady, and we'll get. I think this is the 3rd time she's bought from us. 3rd or 4th. She's bought several tires from us. Maria said, if my mom knew I write bad words online, she would kick my butt. AJ says, hey everyone, went to the graduation, but you? Yeah, I didn't go. Hornby says, you never cry. Lotus says, I meant to get away from the railroad. Yes, I want to get away from the railroad. I really do. Kiko said, man, some tomatoes and toasted bread with a drizzle of olive oil. Sam said, Hornby, sometimes I cry, but very seldom. Green Dogs, have you ever seen Portrait of a Lady on Fire? I have not. Maria's crying, laughing. Kiko said, I am hungry again. Lotus said, I ate a tomato today and I'm fine. Sam said, I just ate. Cootie said, just got my meal ready and now I shall commence to cemetery. Okay. Lotus says, you are an adult, aren't you, Maria? Maria said, Randy said a bad word. You didn't go to your graduation party? Addie's, not mine. Addie's. Carlo said, what's up, y'all? Pops. Hello, Carlo and Papa Renzo. Renzo Lotus. Yes, I am. Green Dog said, you would love Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Great movie. Bick says, NDP. Oi, oi. Hello, Bick. Red said, but they still treat me like a child. Hornby says, you like your pickup truck? Yeah, I like my pickup trucks. Lotus said, Randy, recite the 7 things you can't say on TV or the radio. Better not do that. Lotus said, what's up, Carlo? What's up, Bick? Let's see. Carlos said, what's up, Lotus? Cootie said, and we enjoy the time of day you give us. Let me have someone to talk to since I don't have any friends yet in Rhode Island. Well, you're always welcome here. AJ says, are you going to take Goat Raiders' name off of the board after their membership is over if they don't continue? Goat Raiders didn't pay for that. We paid for that because we went up 400 subscribers because they rated us. We did that out of respect. That's why it's green, not orange. Goat Raiders did not pay for their name. Randy and I paid for it. But I'll that'll stay up to thank them for what they did for us. They really helped us, basically move to the next level. It felt because we were kind of in a slump, and that really helped us mentally too. Green Dog said, "What would you say to the best foreign film you ever seen?" I don't know what the best. I have no idea. I don't know what to tell you. Lotus said, "Love some George Carlton." Big says, "Chat." Oh wait. Alex says 21 and 30. Then Alex says, "Hi." Lotus said, "Very smart man. Tried to warn us forever." Maria says, if you can say something and all the world hear you, what would you say? Make yourself happy, because there ain't nobody else going to. Carlos said, I liked and commented on the Roar Nation. Man, those TCs were screaming Lotus. Sam said, I love monster trucks too. Hornby said, Diet Coke is nasty taste, by Coca-Cola is better. Sam said, they're big and loud and awesome. You like most of our trucks then. Most of them are loud. Minnie said, what are your thoughts about dwarfs that speed ran the Scientology building last week? I didn't see it, but anything to do with dwarfs is awesome. Lotus said, don't think they were the TCs, but definitely up your alley, Carlo. AJ says, are you going to start putting names in green now? No, Goat Raiders were green. They did green hearts. That is the only reason Goat Raiders stayed green. Cootie actually wanted hers pink, but I wanted the black and orange to stay. I didn't want a bunch of different colors, so I left everything black and orange except the Goat Raiders. Eventually, the Goat Raiders will go up on top of the flag when we've got 3 more names coming in, and when they come in, I'll probably put those up and then put the Goat Raiders up on top of the flag. Like I said, the Goat Raiders is just a way of us saying thank you, trying to give back for what they did for us. Lotus said that was last year. Can't wait for this year. I'm going to go set up a tent and hang out for the day. AJ says, if you were to create a law that everyone had to follow, what would it be? Stop being mean and hateful to people, probably. I mean, damn, it ain't that much to be nice. Alexa says 18 and 31. Says hi. Lotus says maybe live stream if I can. Carlos says, okay, Lotus. Jane says, hi, Carlo and Papa. Carlos says, hello, Jane. Papa Renzo says, hello, NDP family, Pops, and chat. Hello. Jacob says, hi, everybody. Cootie says, I mean, you got to recognize freedom of speech, Pops. They can do so much about that. Okay. Let's see. Carlos says 8th scale pan card. Lotus says, sup, big Renzo. Lotus said, yes, sir. A lot of serpents. There y'all go. That's graduation picture. Did it show? Did I move it any? Didn't really do right. I don't know if y'all got to see it or not. It looked like the glare was on it. Yeah, the glare didn't do good. There it went. Let's see. Here. All right, where am I at? Lotus says I did get footage of the pits, I think, but wasn't sure how people would feel about posting. Carlos said, sickening Lotus. Cootie said, laugh my ass off. I think I messed him up a little bit on that. Lotus said, was a lot of badass nitros. Cootie said, how cute. 3 pinched the cheeks. Sam said, Cowboy says, I'm darn proud to be country boy. Life is the best. Jane said, how is Allie tonight? Like I said, I haven't talked to her. Last I talked to him about Allie, he said she was doing a lot better. She was playing and getting into stuff. So I think last I heard, she's still, stomach's still upset a little bit, but she's doing better. Kiko said, hope Allie is doing better. She is. Thank you. Lotus said, that was the Roar Road National Finals of the year. Jane said, tilt down a little. Sam says, she's so cute. I saw the second time. AJ says, that's awesome. What grade? Actually, she starts kindergarten this, the next school year starts. So this will be her preschool graduation. I think she's been in preschool 2 or 3 years, I believe. Sam said, my nephew is finishing up 2nd grade. Hard to believe. They grow up fast, don't they? Carlos said, cool, Lotus. Cowboy said, I'll check out your channel, Sam. Jane said, I always hate when the kids got sick and couldn't do a thing about it. I know, as a parent, that is the hardest thing that you do, when they're sick and there's nothing you can do about it. You can try to offer medicine, stuff like that, but at that very moment, you can't do anything but, try to comfort them, and your hands are tied. You can't help them. You can help them with a lot of stuff, but when it gets to sick and stuff like that, you literally can't do nothing. It's a bad feeling. Captain Bad Bill said 8th grade was my favorite. I spent 3 years in the 8th grade. I spent 2 in the 4th. My mom held me back the first time, and I decided I was going to fix her. I did just as bad the second time as I did the first. Sam said, thanks, Cowboy. Kiko said, good night, you all. Going to go to bed. See you, Kiko. Thanks for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. Love having you here. Jay said, no matter how old, we never want to see our kids suffer. Nope. And it was hard on me for Allie to be sick because, I've not spent a lot of time with Allie like I did Addie. But still, me here not knowing what's going on, that it was kind of hard on me. I didn't like it at all. Gator said, is the treasure at Oak Island, yes or no? I have no idea, Gator. Is there supposed to be treasure at Oak Island? Sam says, I had to do 1st grade again because my sister failed kindergarten. Jane said, bye, Kiko. Carlos said, Papa Renzo says, what's up, Clayton? Jane said, hey, Gator. Gator says, hi, Jane and crew. Hello, Gator. Cowboy says, the country girls got each other's back always. Lotus said, there ain't no damn treasures. just 10 seconds of BS. Beth said, I'm sorry to hear Allie had been sick. Hope she continues to feel better. Thank you, Beth. Sam said, I'm back. I dropped phone and almost lost the chat. Uh-oh. Welcome back. Remember, hit like, subscribe, and notification. We do this every day, 7 days a week from 7 to 9. And every Sunday morning, we go live and cook breakfast. We can't tell you what time Sunday morning we cook breakfast because it's whenever Randy gets here and we get everything straightened up and go. Then we go live and cook Sunday morning breakfast. Sam said, this is one of my favorite chats. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. You probably told us, Sam, but where are you from? We do have a world map. We try to put up everybody that comes in, tells us where they're from. Sam said, you guys are awesome. AJ says, this is my favorite chat too. Taylorsville, Illinois. Let me write this down right here. And we'll get a pin in the map for you. There we go. We'll get a pin in the map for you, and you can be a part of the crew up on the wall too, up on the map. Cowboys, you too, Sam. AJ says, I am on the world map too. I try to put everybody up there on the world map part. Lotus says, can you put my pin on the moon? I want to change the planet. You got to get there first, Lotus. When you talk to me and send me pictures of the moon, of you on the moon, I'll change it. AJ says, what's in the cup? Ice cold glacier water. Very refreshing. Lotus technicalities. Alexa said hi. Lotus said, hey, if the Fast and Furious guys can do it, I'm sure I can. Oh, I'm sure. As I tell everybody, never underestimate me. Alexa says 12:36. Jane said, to the moon, Alex. Maria says, okay, I made the hot water and I put the honey in, and my dad said, that's jam, not honey. Maria said, that's explaining a lot. Oh, Lord. Lexa said, cat. Carlos says, hello, Maria. Lotus says, all I need is a few tanks of propane, some duct tape, and a few boxes. That's right. Sam said, never underestimate a woman. That's exactly right. Maria said, what you laughing about, old man? You putting jam instead of honey? Southern said, bro, built like a belly button. Hey, Southern said that about 10 minutes ago. I think his record's broke. He's skipping. Cowboys laughing. Like a coconut. Well, Southern, you don't look much different than me in your profile pic, if that's you. Let's see. Southern said, I just spawned back. Lotus said, did you ask him if it was good? Maria said, this weird man is doing his laundry at 3 a.m. I mean, how did I know the difference between honey and jam? I don't read the label. But see, your daddy worked so hard to take care of the house. You should have let him sleep. You should have done his laundry for him. I mean, you were already up. Lotus says, I do laundry at 3 a.m. Cootie says, oof, apologies. Just got off the phone with my man. Poor boy is tired as heck, but he had some brisket for dinner. Super jealous. Southern says, honey and ham. Jane said, Southern forgot which channel he is spamming. I know, right? Steve-O said, my wife vacuums at 3 a.m. Should I buy some trash bags or take care of business? Sam said, I do laundry in the daytime. Lotus said, if you want to wear it in the morning, you got to get it in the dryer. Yep. AJ says, I had a brain tumor, but it was, I know the word, but I can't pronounce it right this second. Sorry. Bye. Damn it. Sam said, I'm asleep at 3 a.m. I like to be. Maria says, you mean working so hard at making me mad? What don't make you mad? He ain't got to do nothing but breathe and you get mad. Lotus said, I started it in the daytime. Southern said, cooked red beans and rice tonight with some Anoli. Nicholas said, hey, Randy, how are you? I'm doing great. Hope you are, Nicholas. Lotus said, laughing. Lotus. Maria says, oh, hell no. I'm not doing his laundry. See? Cootie says, benign. Is that right? Benign? Hell, I done forgot what I'm trying to say now. Maria said, yes, he's breathing loud and annoying. AJ said, I was sophomore in high school. Jane said, benign. Well, we both said it, but now I'm trying to figure out where I missed it. Cootie said, yes. Southern said, it's pronounced on duty. It's Cajun sausage. Oh, on duty? On duty. On duty. On duty. All right, cool. Cajun sausage. I can pronounce that Cajun sausage a lot better. Nicholas said, I'm almost great, buddy. Thank you for asking. You're the best. Well, thank you, Nicholas. I can't do YouTube without you. Cootie said, AJ, he had a, oh, that's what it was. Benign tumor. That's what it was. Thank you. Fish memory. Maria said, here I am in the garden breathing some fresh air, drinking water and jam, watching Randy. Jane said, and Dewey. Carlos said, Pops, gotta go and coffee. Be right back. Mark said, good morning from the Netherlands, Europe. Hello, Mark. Jane said, AJ, benign tumor. Lotus said, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Jane said, hi, Nicholas. Maria said, I feel like a divorced woman thinking about paying the rent, having 3 kids. Lotus said, what do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Gummy bear. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. A gummy bear. Where are we at here? I know you're right here somewhere. Here it is. Boop, boop. Share the love here. Now, come back to mine. Boop. Oh, woo. We'll get behind. Nicholas said, Jane, hi. Maria said, okay, the water and jam isn't that bad. Mark said, you see much American cars in, American cars in Netherlands, do you? Lotus said, what do you call a sleeping bull? A bulldozer. Ha ha. Cootie said, Cootie said, how do you make a tissue to dance? You put a little boogie in it. Jane said, hi, Mark. Mark says, my nephew has a Lincoln Continental GT 1975. Cool. Mark says, hi, Jane. Nice to see you. Alexis says 13 and 39. Alexis says, hi. AJ says, if we are being specific, it was a benign. The procedure that was done was the shit. Yeah, if y'all want to know all that information, read AJ's text. I ain't reading that shit. I'm glad it's not bad. I'm glad you got it took care of. Lotus said, what do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time. Maria said, you should try it one day. I'm good, thank you. Alexa said, yes. Maria said, did you play GTA? I've messed with it a little bit with the kids, but I never played much of it. Cowboy said, what do you call a gummy bear with no teeth? False teeth. There you go. AJ said, ain't no gosh dang way he's going to pronounce all that. I know, right? You tell him, Cootie, I'm so mad I can't. AJ says, it's okay. Lotus said, when I die, I want to go like my grandpa, peacefully in my sleep, not screaming in terror like the people in his car. I hear you. Oh, me. Cootie said, Lotus is on a roll. Yes. He's looking them up. He's not coming off with all them on his head. He's probably copied and pasting. John said, Cubs over, Astro 2-1. Awesome. You wanted the Astros to win, didn't you? Lotus said, that was a good one. Carlos said, Lotus, you're on fire. Sam's laughing at Lotus. Lotus said, stop telling my secrets. James said, do Cincinnati Reds get knocked out? John? Carlos says, I'm back, yo. Cootie says, yeah, be sure to like the stream. Mr. Vegan said, hey, hello, Mr. Vegan. Sam said, Lotus is definitely on fire. He's the man on fire. Lotus said, I still remember the words my grandfather told me before he died. Stop shaking that ladder, you little fuck. Cooter said, should I indulge in some cherry ice cream? Sure. I'm not going to have any ice cream tonight. I ate it all last night, but I did eat a milkshake right before the live. I went and got me a burger, a fry, and a milkshake. And the burger's right here in the bag. I ate the fry and the milkshake. I'll eat the burger before I go to bed. Maria said, do you like these Smurfs while growing up? Yes, I always liked the Smurfs. Old Papa Smurf. John said, didn't know about the Reds. Mr. Vegan said, does sugar have protein? I have no idea. Cootie said, no, Mr. Vegan. Maria said, hello, you look like Papa Smurf. That's right. If I was blue. Sam said, I like eating out sometimes, but I love cooking at home. Yeah, it's nice. I don't like going out in crowds, though. John said, cheeseburger with fries and lettuce soup, yum. Maria said, but not as wise as him. Carlos said, Lotus got Papa Renzo laughing. Mr. Vegan, okay, Cootie, thanks. Cootie said, if he reaches 50 likes, he's got to be Papa Smurf for Halloween. Oh, that'd be cool. We got to do more than just 50 likes. I've been getting around 50. Y'all got to make it good. Maria said, let's go. Lord, well, you got to come up with 11 because they had to finish with, but I'm too tall for Papa Smurf. No, my luck, I'd put that blue makeup or whatever it is on and it would never come off. Carlos said, Papa Renzo said, use your tool before it gets rusty. Lotus said, I was at a barbecue and I saw that the condiments table had a sign reading, please only take what you need. I now have a table. Maria said, how about dressing like Super Mario and Luigi for Halloween? That'd be cool. Cootie said, just have you sitting on your knees. You'll be fine. You'll be short enough. Mr. Vegan said, where's your son? Addie had a graduation night tonight, and he went to her graduation. She's probably going to be mad at me for not going. Maria said, oh my God, why didn't you go? There was supposed to be a guy coming to buy that trailer. But I talked to him a little bit before the live, and he said that he was tied up at work. He was going to try to make it, but I don't know if he said he would let me know if he could make it or not, and I haven't heard from him. So I didn't go because the guy had made plans to come look at that before I knew she was doing the graduation. Sam said, Lotus, oh, I didn't think they meet that, but hey, you got a free table. I don't think they meant that, but you got a free table. Jay said, could you have taken the night off? You could have, yeah, I could have, but like I said, I take pride in come talking to y'all and being part of the live, and I try not to miss it. But the guy was supposed to be coming about the live, I mean about the trailer too, so I didn't get to go. Cody said because he's an old fart. Maria. Mr. Vegan said, I'm kind of scared of your son. Well, he's not really somebody you want to cross. Cody said, oh, my bad, just playing pops. Maria said, at least apologize to her. Oh, I will. When she gets here, I'll talk to her. She'll let me know you didn't come. And she liable to call me when she gets done. But I'm sure her other papa was there, and I like the man and everything's a very cool guy. But when we're together, I feel like, because she always comes to me. Now, I'm telling you right now, she see me, she's going to come to me. And I don't like taking the time away from him with her. So, I mean, I like us both being there. Don't get me wrong. And I'd like to spend more time with the guy. He's a very nice guy. But it feels weird when we're both there. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of them weird things. Cody said, is this the same kiddo that was having the hospital issue? No, it was her sister. This Addie is the oldest one. Allie's the one that was in the hospital. Maria said, she'll be mad. Yep. Lotus said, ooh, you in trouble? Sean said, do you ever miss having a neck? No, it's still there. Goody said, Sean, are you blind? Mr. Vegan said, your son doesn't put up with any, usually don't. Carlos says, do you ever miss having testicles? Maria says, when, and then when she chooses favorite grandpa, you'll get mad. No, listen, I'm telling y'all, I'm not in competition like that. I want her to feel free. She wants to be with me, she'll come to me. She wants to, there's no competition. If she run to him, that's fine. I mean, she knows where I'm at if she needs me. Lotus said, have you got to fire up the boat yet? I ain't even messed with it since Sunday. I only got an hour before the live, and I was pretty tired when I come in here today. And but I probably won't mess with the boat till I may try to work on it Friday. Kind of depends on those tires and what goes on. But I'll probably work on it this weekend. I don't even have nothing for a video tonight. Yesterday I put up a video of finished cleaning up the inside, and when I went to work this morning, it didn't have much more time till it was going to be up. Sometime during the day, the computer crashed, and it didn't go up to right before the live or right during the live or something. Right before the live, it went up. So they're probably not going to be a video for tomorrow. I don't have nothing. Since we lost that whole day of footage, I don't have enough for to make a video for tomorrow. And Randy didn't come yesterday because he was at the hospital, and he didn't come today because of the graduation. So we have zero footage to put up. Unless I go find some old footage to throw something together, we don't have anything at all. Mr. Vegan said, I'm eating a huge sweet lollipop. Cootie said, I remember when y'all had like a couch full of people. Yeah, when Justin and his girlfriend and Madison and both girls was here, and yeah, there was a bunch of people in here. That don't happen that very often. We invite people to come and everything, but people will stop by. But a lot of people don't stay a lot, especially to be on the live and stuff. Topper said, Mr. Vegan, you're pretty good at that. Alexa said, hi, 11 and 40. Mr. Vegan said, what do you mean? What do you mean, Toppers? Didn't know what that was. Heard something out there loud. Maria said that's because you don't hug your friends. Cootie says, laugh my ass off, Snickers. Cootie said, good one, Toppers. Maria said, if you start hugging them, they might pass by more often. Yeah. Cowboy says, I'm 34. Topper said nothing. It was a joke. Maria said, lol. Mr. Vegan said, okay. Oh, sorry. Maria said, men friendships are weird. Maybe we think women friendships are weird. We can go to the bathroom by ourselves. We don't have to have 4 girls going with us. Wait a minute. 4 girls going with us might be pretty cool. I mean, we don't have to have 4 guys going with us like y'all girls go to the bathroom together. Maria said, Lord, I need support in the bathroom. Yeah. Yeah, and you call us weird. I can handle my bathroom trips all by myself. Goody says, my downstairs neighbors are irritating the absolute crap out of me. Maria said, we take pictures, fix our makeup. Oh my gosh. Oxygen said, get back to work, Steve. Mr. Vegan said, I'm sorry, Cutie. Cootie waited to go to sleep, then take your broom turned upside down and just start jumping around like a Indian war dance. Oxygen, I done my work for today. I don't think I need to do any more. Maria said, male friends don't even talk. We don't need to talk when we're in the bathroom. That is one of the weirdest things. Using the bathroom, somebody trying to talk to you. Topper said, I feel a guy that has fried with a girl at one point. The guy wanted to do something with the girl. Goody said, well, the kid has some of his friends over and they are banging all over the walls. Oh, man. Sam said, I'll be right back. I have to give my sister dogs his Caesar's pill. All right. Cowboy said, Lord. Maria said, not in the bathroom, in general. Topper said, friend not fired. Now let me go back and read it. It says, I feel a guy that has friend with a girl. At one point, the guy wanted to do something with her. That's usually the way that works. When a girl says she's got a guy friend, he's already thinking about it. Guys just think like that. And girls can act like they don't, but if they got a male friend, usually they've already thought about it themselves. Mr. Vegan said I would order $100 of pizza and ship it to your neighbor's house and make them pay for it. That's a decent idea, Cootie. Topper said, of course. Cootie said, LMAO, they are too broke to afford anything. They can barely pay rent. Brenda said, that's why you shouldn't be too nice to a guy. You're exactly right. I mean, John said, lovers in the bathroom and a line outside the door. Yeah. Brenda said, the problem is even if you're treating him bad, he'll think you love him. Well, I mean, a lot of times, like I told you, we're simple creatures. And usually when females treat you like shit, they act like they love you to death. So I found out you treat somebody nice, they'll definitely treat you like shit. Mr. Vegan said, I will give a friend some chips tomorrow, maybe. Maria said, agreed. Sam said, I'm back. Welcome back, Sam. Topper says, don't fall in love, fall in like. Yes. I can tell you, don't get married. Get a contract. Mr. Vegan said, where's Ryan? I don't know. I think he was in here earlier, wasn't he? Cootie said, about to shove in some damn headphones for real. Sam said, Maria, slow down. That's not true. What we got? 17 and 41. What we got? About 25 more minutes. Maria said marriage sucks. It's like saying I like cake, but instead of eating cake once in a while, they put the cake in your mouth for the rest of your life. Alexa says 15 and 41. Alexa says, hi, Mr. Vegan said, my teacher thinks I should play football. Well, don't worry about what your teacher thinks. Do you want to play it? Sam said you should be nice to any time, and that just called respect. Yes, you're correct about that. 100% correct. Alexa said hi and dog. Sam said, Maria, not all guys are like that. Nah, not all guys are like that, but 98.9% of them are. Lotus said, going to run, guys and gals. Have a good night. See you, Lotus. Thanks for stopping in. I really do appreciate it, buddy. Cootie said, I played football in middle school. I love sports. Maria said, that's why I wouldn't get married here, and I know I'll get in lots of trouble because of that. Sam said, I agree. There are some jerks, but not all men are bad. That is very true. Alexa said, call. Cowboy said, I'm a good guy, Sam. Mr. Vegan said, Sam, I struggle with respect. This is true. Topper said, later, guys. See you, Toppers. Thanks for stopping in. Maria says, not all men, but it's like 98%. Amen. Jane said, take care, Lotus. Alexa said, 1641. Sam said, Lotus, bye. You have a good night, too. Topper says, no problem. Thank you. Alexa says 14 and 42. Goody said, in my experience, all the guys that claim to want to be friends has eventually asked for nudes or other things. Haven't ever had a real guy friend, to be honest. Sam said, Maria, I don't want to get married because of personal reasons, but I would love to have a good man to be with for the rest of my life. And you're right, Cootie. It always comes down to some type of something like that. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's human. Maria says, I mean. Maria says, it's complicated. Yes, very complicated. Sam said, Cowboy, you're so nice to me. I don't know you, and I've been hurt so many times, but I have lost trust. I have lost trust in people, but I still keep open heart. AJ says, I'm watching the game right now, and it's going terrible. Oh, no. John said, we're good for car repair and lawn maintenance. There you go. Well, that's what we're all in this live for. It's all, like I said, 2 hours every day. Come in, have a good time, talk, and we're all one big family. This is the YouTube family. Jane said, John, and taking out trash. It might take us a while, about 110 times after you ask, but we'll do it eventually when we get good and damn ready. Cootie says, I was with a guy for 13 years, was going to marry him. Whenever we finally lived together, a few months later, he passed away right on my patio. Been 2 years since. Damn. Sorry to hear about that. Jane said, but I'm not asking for a back rub. Sam said, Mr. Vegan, I'm the type of cowgirl who tries to help everyone, but always gets screwed in the end. I'm so fed up with it. Yep, we know how you feel there, Sam. Maria said, why would I want to stay with a man I choose in my 20s for the rest of my life? Maybe my personality and tastes will change in the future. That's right. You never know. Sam said, bye, Topper. Cowboy said, it's hard to find a good girl. Hard to find a good girlfriend, and I feel your pain, Sam. Sam said, Maria, they can say the same about us women. Exactly. People change. I mean, think about it. 6 months ago. Think about something you wanted 6 months ago that you think now you wouldn't even want it. I mean, you wouldn't even care for it. Maria said, Lord, I've never been in a relationship and just by hearing over women's stories. Sam said, Maria, if you're comfortable. Maria said, my personality changes at least 4 or 5 times a year. A year? Shit. Sometimes it changes 4 or 5 times in a life. I'm just playing. Sometimes I wonder if you talk to yourself. There- See, there it went. There's number 2. Brenda said, you want to start a fight? Oh, Lord. Sandra Maria, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Lexi said hi. Cootie said I had the same issue where I liked someone one day and then not so much the other day. Lexi said yes. Maria says, Sam, you're sorry to hear what? For me being single? I don't mind being single for the rest of my life. Jane says, Lord Maria, you should know better than to give Pops ammunition to pick on you. AJ says, you put emojis in the chat. Ha ha. Maria said, just living with my cats. Maria said, Jane, sometimes I forget how evil he can be. I'm not evil. Maria said, he's playing all innocent in front of everyone. Sam said, Maria, I have had so many relationships in the past that men cheated on me more than I can count or act like they like me, and then they said that it was a joke the whole time, like I don't have feelings. Maria said, that's you with the I hear you. Jay said, Maria, I don't think I could ever live without another person. Even my kids know they can't move back in. I don't think I could ever live with another person. AJ said he was only evil when he didn't read our message during that one raid. Ha ha. Maria said, yes, they broke women's heart all the time. Oh, whoa, whoa. Beep, 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 back the truck up. I don't even want to hear that shit. Y'all women destroy men just about as bad as men destroy women. I don't even want to hear that. Da 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 da. Cootie said, I've been just trying to find someone to match me as well as my boyfriend of 13 years did. The one I have now is so dang great, scares me sometimes on how in sync we are. That's good if you can find somebody like that. Lordy. 11 people, 44 thumbs up. Maria says, when you tell him I'm mad at you because you said, you did / said, and he'll tell you I didn't know why you're mad. Jane said, one thing I have to say is be careful of what you say to another person. You never know how much damage it can cause. Exactly. Your tongue can be very sharp, and you may say it. They may act like it, didn't bother them, but that shit will haunt them the rest of their life. So, people can be very sharp with their tongue, and then sit back and say, well, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. No, it don't matter. We're not even getting into that. Nickel Pony said, hey, Pops, an all long hot day in the Lone Star State. Well, hello, Nickel Pony. Hope you're doing well. Maria said, men here are assholes in my country. I can only imagine. I've heard a lot of stories and stuff, but I can only imagine. Cootie said, I think what some people need is to realize that nobody is perfect, and unfortunately, men think so much differently than we do, and accept that is easier said than done. Yes, and we do. We make jokes on this live all the time, especially with Maria. Y'all know that about we're simple creatures, and I mean, but we do. Men and women do not think the same. I mean, and I'm not making a joke. I'm being serious. We absolutely do not look at life the same. Jane said, "Hey, Nicole." Sam said, "Maria, you usually need to chill. Nobody is doing anything to upset you." Nickel Pony said, "That's right, Miss Jane. Bruises heal, but words stick in like cancer." Yes. Maria says, "Men here are controlling. If they weren't controlling, they are mama boys with no personality, so spoiled, and they can't do anything to them be themselves." Sam said, "Never done projects, you tell them." Maria said, "Sam, I'm just talking. I don't understand what's bothering you. I'm not upset." Sam, if you didn't know, Maria lives in Iraq, and Iraq has a completely different culture than we've got. We're still learning a lot about Iraq's culture and stuff, and it is totally different than what we live here. Things that you understand here, we would never understand there. It is Maria is one of our real good friends, and I've learned a lot about Iraq and just through her. So when she speaks of Iraq, that's over there, nothing like here. Cootie said, "Maybe find yourself a man in the UK or the USA. Real easy to do with today's internet." Matthew said, "Hi, buddy." Hello, Matthew. Maria said, "Lol, so different." Yes. Like over here, we choose who we want to marry. Most of them over there do not. They are their marriages are still arranged. So it's not a it's you're looking at oranges and apples here. Jane said, "Hi, Matthew." Hugh said, "Hello, Wallies." Hello, Hugh. How you doing, buddy? Hugh said, "Hello, Jane." Hello, Matthew. Nickel Pony says, "Hey, Hugh." Jane said, "Hey, Hugh." Cootie says, "Hey, Gran." Hugh says, "Hello, Maria." Maria said, "Yes, that's why I don't want to get married, because 100% of my parents won't let me to date. No dating. Okay, no grandkids for y'all." Hugh said, "Hello, Cootie," and "Hello, Nickel." Maria says, "If I'm not doing it in the way I like, I'm not doing it at all." There you go. Hugh said, "Hello, Sam." AJ says, "Hello, Hugh." Cowboy says, "Hi, Hugh." Hugh says, "Hello, AJ." Jane says, "Nickel, they ever get that well capped? Cause gas is $5 a gallon up here, and this shit is getting old." Nickel Pony said, "How's school going, Miss Maria?" Hugh said, "Hello, Jacob." Maria said, "Nickel Pony, it's good. Hugh said, "No grandbabies." They're actually, he said, "Seriously, so you're by yourself, or you and Grandma?" Oh, you talking about Olivia. I mean, not Olivia, damn. You talking about Maria. Yeah, she'll get even with him. Hugh said parents need grandbabies to spoil and send home to make the brats pay for what they did to us. Goody said, y'all better like the stream. Hugh said, Lord. Nickel said, yes, ma'am. It's capped now, just a big cleanup going on. Got to go out there tomorrow. Hugh said, Maria. Roll on the floor laughing. Cowboy said, Lord. Jay said, Hugh, Maria is saying if she has to settle for guys they pick for her. Yeah, if she can't pick who she wants, she's not doing it. She just she wants to have the freedom to pick who she wants to be with, not them. Hugh said, no, family is still here. Oh, Nickel Pony said $3.99 a gallon here. You said, no. Sam said, Maria, I'm not going to stand here and let you talk down to some of the guys in here. No, she's not, Sam. Maria's been in here for a long time. She's one of the regulars. She's not talking down to us. Maria and myself go back and forth picking on each other. She's not doing anything negative, not at all. Hugh said, I know, I understand the religion. Cowboy says $3.99 in Tennessee. Cootie says, have you considered moving to the U.S., Maria? Maria said, if I ever found a guy I like, I know my parents wouldn't like him. Hugh said, Maria is a goofball and has a lot of fun with us. Nickel Pony said, I know a guy, Miss Maria, you speak Spanish? Maria said, Cootie, it's not that easy. Hugh said, I understand, Maria. I am sorry. Sam said, I want to apologize to you men on the chat. I'm not all you men are bad. These are some bad ones, but not all. Hugh said, never all, always some. Not on this chat. Everybody in this chat's good. That's why we're here. We're all good. And if we're not good, Jane will boot them out. Cowboys is always here for you guys. Maria said, but I'm trying so hard to get more information every day about more countries in case I want to move out one day. Nick Capone said, dang right, Pops. We the cream of the crop around here. Exactly. Goody says, damn straight. Jane said, oh, hell, almost every guy here is an asshole. I'm kidding, Sam. I'm kidding. Hugh said, we cut up and have fun. Someone that has never been in here is like, what? Yeah. Well, I think that's what Sam's not understanding yet. I may be wrong, Sam, but I think this is the first time you've been into the live. But we do have a good time here, and we do rub each other the wrong way sometimes. Don't get me wrong, but it's all good. We're all good people here. Jane said, but you men know where you stand. Exactly. Y'all know where y'all stand too. In front of the refrigerator, in front of the stuff. I'm just playing. Hugh's laughing. Nickel Pony's laughing. Hugh says, I'm an asshole and a whole ass. Sam said, Hugh, I'm pretty mad, but not at you. It's what somebody else said. Maria said, imagine a woman, her son travels all around the world, and she's saying to my dad she's a bad man in case she let his daughter to travel alone. Well, F you, woman. Daryl said, I stand anywhere I want. That's exactly right. Jane said, see, Sam, we all friends. We pick on each other a lot. Sam said, good. Goody said, an ice cold bottle of glacier water is refreshing. Sam said, I'm just straight up for you men. Sam said, perfect. Nickel Pony said, Clip Pops. Shit. Oh, shit, Pops. Okay. Hugh said, we pick on each other or we have fun. Maria said, I know lots of women in my family travel alone without men with them. My grandma travels a lot to her friends outside the country. You, YouTube said, this streamer is the gayest streamer that has ever streamed. Of course. It wasn't gay till you come in here. Look what you done to us. You the gayest person we know. Because we all keep our socks on. Sam said, Maria, I am sorry. Jane said, Sam, you don't need to stand up for any of the guys here. Sam said, I get it. Jane said, Daryl, can you stand a little closer to the toilet? Cowboy says, you are my friend, Sam. For you, I'm here for you. Sam said, I'm so glad. Daryl said, don't need to. Sam said, my apologies. Daryl said, work that sponsorship, Randy. I know, right? Maria said, pray for me to get well. My sickness is killing me. YouTube said, Gay Mr. Clean. Thank you, Mr. Gay. Hugh said, a lot of chatting, Maria. I am glad for that. Just not in certain places. We look to treat women different here. Maria's sweating, frowning. Sam said, good. The gay YouTuber said, I pray it works faster, Maria. Carlos says, I'm back, y'all. Nick Bonner said, get well, Miss Maria. We need you 100%. Jane said, Maria, I hope you feel better. Jane said, welcome back, Carlo. Sam said, Hugh, awesome. Maria says, thank y'all. Jane said, someone come out of the closet. It looks like Mr. YouTuber, gay YouTuber is. Maria said, I love talking to you. Y'all making me feel better. Sam said, I'm all good now. It's just mistakes. I misunderstood. It's all good. All right, everybody. The good news is I do not have to dress up. I do not. Wait a minute. I do not have to dress up to Papa Smurf. We did not make it. AJ said, wait, who's the gayest? The Mr. Gay YouTuber here, the streamer. And Nick Bonnie said, all good, Sam. AJ said, I was watching the game. Cootie said, we all love you, Maria. Hope you feel better soon. James said, you'll figure it out and come back. You said, Maria has to be at 100%. She needs to be quick. She needs to be quick, witty, as usual. No good slow. Carlos said good night and gay day, y'all. Good day, y'all, not gay day. Cowboy said, Lord. Jay said, take care, everyone. Have a good night. Sam said, I just tried to be right. I'd right things. You said, we goof up, cut up here, but relax and have fun. AJ said, we look like we're getting off. Goodbye, everyone. See you, AJ. You said, just no trolling. So why did you pee when you poop, but not poop when you pee? That's $1,000 question right there. Sam said, Lord. You said, that's okay, Sam. Cowboy said, right. Gay YouTuber said he poops and pees at the same time. Nick Bonnie said, everyone, y'all have a great night. And remember, there's a guy in Texas who thinks he's our top notch. Jane said, Sam, please come back. You said, we appreciate it. We men need help from time to time. Sam said, thanks, Cowboy. You said, have an awesome night, everyone. Sam's got her cowboy hat. Cootie said, love y'all. Good night, everyone. And Cowboy said, always, Sam. Y'all have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. And remember, keep it silly. Thank y'all.